What up, though? I'm a bit under the weather right now. I got a sore throat, and I hate getting sore throats because it's. Well, anyway, um, I want to talk about the Grammy Awards that came on last night, and I have to say this that it's just as boring as I can remember. I haven't watched the Grammys since 1986. What that tell you? Um, it's really boring. I am happy that I saw certain acts and everything. Excuse me. Like I like the Metallica, Lady Gaga performance. You know, my man Mike kept going out. Um, Bruno Mars can't do no wrong. Um, Beyonce, what the hell is that? I mean, what was she trying to do? You know, with the halo on the back of her head and her baby and stuff. You know, okay, we get it. You're pregnant, and in your mind, from the whole performance and everything, you were the mother, you marry or something or whatever. You know, it's your first baby. You know, you be proud of it and everything stuff. Because I still believe that Beyonce didn't have the first child. Was it Blue Diamonds or Green Clovers? Um, and it's not that I'm hating on her stuff, but she did more exposing her pregnancy now than she did then. It's all fake baby bumps and everything, whatever, you know. So I'm like a lot of people so that just didn't believe that Beyonce was pregnant. I don't. So let's see. To me, the acts were all right. You know, it's just certain songs didn't fit the artists themselves and everything. Um, it could have been better. The only reason why I watched the Grammys like I did because I wanted to check out the tributes, the Bee Gees, which I love the Bee Gees, I really do, and George Michael's. You know, I was a teenager when George Michael Wham came out, and he was so I was very teenagerish back that day. Um, and then the whole looking at the time, you know, I was like, well, damn, you know, they tore it up. And then Bruno Mars again. Now, to me, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, make it right. If Prince was still around today, this whole mess having to happen with him. If the Super Bowl committee had came to him and Bruno Mars to ask them to perform the halftime show, guaranteed they'll be talking about that shit for years. That's real talk. That's raw. I mean, that's. And I've been saying it for years. He's like I said, those two, not Bruno Mars and what's the name, Beyonce. But I'm sorry, if Bruno Mars, and y'all can hate all you want. Y'all can say I'm hating on Beyonce. You know, such. You know, she's the queen and everything, all that bullshit and everything. I never hated on Beyonce. If anything, I'm very proud that she is very successful in her field. But this whole God worshiping her and everything stuff is teeter tottering on craziness. And that's what I'm seeing. And I'm not the only one that thinks that and everything stuff. It's a great act. But you know, I'm sorry, getting naked all the time just don't, you know, but I'm getting off of that. But if Prince was still alive and the Super Bowl committee came to both of him and Bruno Mars to do Super Bowl halftime show, fuck it, I'll pay for those tickets. it'd be worth it. I don't even get started on Prince. I mean, he been Prince since forever. And Bruno Mars is almost like a carbon copy of him, but his own thing. Bruno Mars, to me, his sound reminds me more of that era. It was the 80s, early 80s and stuff. Prince was out longer than that, but the early 80s, that's why I listen to Bruno Mars do it, that's why I think he fits in that whole Prince family thing. But that's why I waited on 2.5 hours. I wanted to see these tributes. Wow, but I wasn't disappointed. The Grammys is still boring. It's still fake because you knew who was going to win anyway because you know how the Academy is and everything. But I wasn't just really disappointed on the performance. Well, I want to get started, but wasn't disappointed. If you disagree with me, leave your comments. I read all comments, and I comment on and stuff, and I try to comment possibly. Sorry, I'm still kind of sore throat. But you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that subscribe button and everything. You'll hear more wacky, crazy stuff coming out of my mouth every day. But until then, y'all, y'all have a good one. Don't catch no cold. Peace.